Over the course of the past 2 decades, we have followed the adventures of SpongeBob SquarePants and his friends in the underwater city of Bikini Bottom. A lot can be said about the characters in the show and all of their eccentricities, but some viewers have found similarities between them and the 7 deadly sins. But before we get into it, make sure you subscribe. In the Bible, Sloth is described as excessive laziness, and Patrick certainly fits the bill. If the fact that he lives under a rock isn't convincing enough, in the episode Big Pink Loser, he's given the award for doing absolutely nothing longer than anyone else. In addition to being the epitome of laziness, Sloth is also the failure to utilize the talents you have. Patrick is shown to have remarkable strength, having the ability to lift the rock he sleeps under without trouble. He becomes a karate master in Karate Star, but only uses the power to do things like steal ice cream. It's clear that Patrick mostly uses his incredible strength as a means to indulge in his own laziness. Lust is usually seen as excessive sexual desire. However, there is an alternative definition of lust, as a passionate desire for something. Taking that into consideration, it's easy to see that SpongeBob is a very lustful character. With his unending optimism and friendliness, SpongeBob certainly harbors an excessive amount of love for his friends in Bikini Bottom. So blinded by love that he is oblivious to the fact that Squidward finds him annoying. He lusts for life and loves the affection from both friends and foes, often stopping at nothing to finish a task. Represented by Gary, gluttony is the continual consumption of food or drink. Throughout the series, Gary doesn't do a whole lot other than eat and meow, the latter usually because he's hungry. In the series, it is eventually revealed that Gary descends from royalty. Maybe his tendency towards gluttony is related to the lavish lifestyle of the very wealthy. Greed is marked by an excessive love for money and material goods. The most obvious out of all of them, Mr. Krabs is the perfect embodiment of this trait. He refers to customers in monetary terms.
Okay, money! Children!
And runs the Krusty Krab under the philosophy, the money is always right. Throughout the series, Mr. Krabs has shown a shocking dedication to his money. He keeps his first dollar framed and prominently displayed in his home, and is willing to do just about anything to make a profit. Plankton, who spends his days trying to steal the Krusty Krab's secret formula, is envy. Envy is the intense desire to have an item that someone else possesses, and almost every one of Plankton's storylines revolves around his obsessive need to one-up Mr. Krabs. He's even, literally, green with envy. When it comes to wrath and pride, the internet is in hot debate as to whether Squidward is wrath and Sandy is pride, or if it's the other way around. Popular opinion is that Squidward is wrath and Sandy is pride. Squidward, with his uncontrollable hatred towards the world in general, spends most of his life angry and is usually hating on SpongeBob. And pride, which is an excessive view of oneself without regard for others, could certainly describe Sandy. The first time she meets SpongeBob, she invites him in for tea in her underwater air dome. She doesn't even consider how a sea creature might react to water deprivation, resulting in SpongeBob's near-death experience. Sandy, taking such pride in her Texas-bred land mammal status, fails to recognize the needs of her underwater friend. However, some argue that Squidward is closer to pride, while Sandy is closer to wrath, due to Squidward's condescending nature and Sandy's hot-headed tendencies. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe, and come back soon for more Factables.